I just finished watching How to Survive a Plague, which was amazing.
AIDS is now the leading cause of death.
Demonstrators blocked access to buildings.
Coalition of gay groups came to shut down the FDA.
It's a documentary about the AIDS crisis in the 80s and 90s, and it was just amazing, gobsmacking. I also recently saw The Normal Heart, the HBO film directed by Ryan Murphy, based on the play by Larry Kramer.
Hey, honey.
Summer has officially begun.
I've never seen or heard of anything like this. This seems to only be happening to gay men.
How to Survive a Plague and The Normal Heart are similar films. One's a documentary, one's a drama. And I implore any young gay man, any person really, to check them out. Both really good watches. Maybe start with The Normal Heart. It's a little glossier, a little more accessible. Just such a great story, and told so well, and told in such a legitimate way. You know, I've grown up with friends who are HIV positive and people who have shared stories with me, you know, passing down the gay history. My friend Grant Margetts, who actually made my angel wings on Drag Race, incidentally. He would always pass down stories about, you know, Sydney in the 80s and 90s, and also he lived in the US in the 90s. And it was just fascinating hearing those stories about, you know, ACT UP, and about, you know, celebrities like Elizabeth Taylor and Joan Rivers, who were the only people who would touch the cause, and nobody would talk about it. And, you know, Reagan wouldn't talk about it, and getting, you know, the government involved required these mobs of thousands of people, like, linking arms and marching on City Hall.
Come on, get out.
I started to look for treatments to help save my life.
I wish they'd shut their mouths and get their mentality out of their crotches.
There was nothing coming out of our government's efforts.
But no, they march in the streets. They defy you.
There's one powerful scene in How to Survive a Plague. There's many powerful scenes, but there's one in particular where they were marching on the White House with the ashes of loved ones who had died from AIDS. They marched on the fence of the White House, and they threw the ashes of their loved ones on the lawn of the White House as a symbol that the president had their blood on his hands for lack of action on the cause. Just like, whoa, like what a powerful symbol. It also brings up the, you know, the safe sex, the HIV awareness message. You know, you hear this, know your status, know your status.
2 words when it comes to your status, baby. Know it. And I thank you. Hallelujah.
I never knew quite what the point of it was. I mean, I know that it's important to be aware of your sexual health and everything like that, but then I learned that people who are HIV positive and on medication with an undetectable viral load are statistically not going to transmit HIV. And that it's people who don't know their status, who are HIV positive, who aren't on medication, that are transmitting the HIV virus. So that's why it's important to know your status. The condoms and lube are the most readily available and effective form of HIV and STD prevention.
The Courtney patented lubing technique.
So please use them, look after yourself, know your status, go get tested, find out if you are positive. There are groups and there are people out there who can help you, who can give you the information that you need, who can get you access to the medicine you need. One of the biggest feelings that it brought up in me, the How to Survive a Plague and The Normal Heart, was that feeling of passion. You know, it was so amazing to see people so passionate about something.
Someday there will be a people alive on this earth who will hear the story that once there was a terrible disease and that a brave group of people stood up and fought, and in some cases died, so that others might live and be free.
We just don't see that anymore. There's this kind of growing vibe of apathy among today's young people where everything's kind of okay and it's like, nah, it's fine for me. Gay people have reached somewhat equal rights, more or less. And I think that it's really important to see these films and to see that passion in people and have it inspire passion in us, and to educate ourselves and to inform ourselves and not just accept what we're fed from the media, but sort of reach outside of our box and find out information for ourselves, to have an autonomy over ourselves, and to use that information, not to be paranoid or not to worry us, but rather to bring us into action to make a change, because there is still stuff that we can do to change the world. Maybe it's not gay rights, maybe it's not anything immediately affecting or concerning us, maybe it is our opportunity, our obligation even, to look at other people who are less fortunate. Maybe it's women's rights, maybe it's black rights, maybe it's people in another country, maybe it's gay rights in countries where people aren't afforded the same rights that we are here. Start with The Normal Heart. It's a great film. Follow it up with How to Survive a Plague. Enjoy. I'm off to bed. Good night.